What's up, YouTube fans? Alright, today we're going to be combining this Toyworld Devastator together. It's just a gigantic figure. There's so many parts and pieces to it. Now there is some parts forming with this combiner, but I think that's what makes this thing so stable and so good. A lot of people don't like the parts forming, but if you look at the Takara Tomy Unite Warriors Devastator, they didn't have any parts forming, but they had to make long haul, just this gigantic dude that was kind of off in his proportions because he had to be the thighs and the bottom of the torso. In this one, the thighs are a separate piece. And by the way, this is painted, so this was painted purple to match the cartoon. This was painted purple to match the cartoon, and then these were painted green. They used to be purple. So there's a slight difference from the stock. This is a custom piece made by Sean Diesel. Anyway, so we're gonna put this together. I'm trying to put it together on camera and show you all the steps. Some of them are a little harder than others to show on camera, but I'm gonna do my best. So let's start with the torso and this thing. This is probably one of the hardest things to put together on camera, so let's do that first. So you want to put those two tabs in on the bottom there, and then this kind of locks everything together. And this is what's hard, is getting this underneath here. It's really tight. So you're trying to fit those two pegs into the side of their long haul or burden, and you kind of got to push it up with your thumb, up and in, and then you can kind of squeeze it together. And I found that over time it loosened up a little bit, but it's really hard to get the back in for sure. Alright, so there is the first part of the torso. Then you can take this guy. Now he's got 4 pegs, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the bottom of him. Those are going to peg into these 4 spots, 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything kind of moves a little bit, so there's a little bit of wiggle room. You basically put it together, and it should all tab in together. Hopefully you can see that. Let's get this up a little bit. Yep, so there we go. So that is now pegged in there, and then you can attach this guy, which sort of locks this into place right here. So there's 2 pegs and 2 holes on the back of their version of hook. It's called alligator, which is a really weird name. Alright, so now you've got that together. We can probably do the legs next. And the legs are pretty good. I know on the first version this was really tight and people had a hard time putting this together. But on this version they've fixed that. So it's a lot easier to slide in. So we're going to get this in here. This has been painted, so it's a tiny bit tighter than the tolerance on the original, but it's not, it's fine. Like it doesn't get stuck or anything. And then this is an ingenious kind of thing. So you pull these out, rotate them, and then they tab into the bottom. Same on the other side. Let's just get this out of the way for a second. I can show you what I'm doing. So you pull these out, turn it around, and tab it right back in. Oh, you can also lock these wheels down in place, which I forgot to do. Alright, so there's that. You got one leg on. Now you pretty much have to do the other leg at this point, otherwise it's possible to stand him. So same kind of thing, he's going to slide on, and then he's got the tabs. And this one has a little tab there that's got to kind of go in, but you basically put on the back ones first. So let's do that. I'm going to slide these in, and it fits right over that other tab. No problem. I'm amazed at how well this fits together. It's just very easy to get him to go together. There you go. Now you want to put these arms together. So they're actually different. So this one comes with a peg like this. So 2 pegs here and 2 pegs here, and that's what you want to get in. So you kind of gotta get it squished in, and this fits over this tab right here. So get that on the bottom first, and then sort of fit around. And again, hard to show on camera, but I'm gonna try. And then just close it down. It should tab in. Done everything right. There you go. It's a pretty solid connection. I wish there was one other thing. It does do this. Which is, you know, if you rock it enough, it does come out. But you're gonna be rotating it this way, so it's solid enough. There you go. So there's one arm, and now you want to slide this in. You have the slot here all the way around, and this top part doesn't have a slot, so that's how you know it goes in. You want to slide it in here. And then you can close the cover on top, and that just clips in. There you go. And you want to angle it up a little bit because that helps it kind of not sit low next to the body. And then you want to do the other arm here, so I have it all kind of opened up, ready to go. And let's just show this. So this one is different, so it's got a slotted connector. There's kind of slots in here, and these two peg into here. There you go. And then fold it up into there, and it should peg in on the bottom here. There's 2 pegs, I think. Yeah. Those 2 pegs should go in just like it did in vehicle mode. So this right here is why I don't show transformations on camera. It's a lot of waiting, it's kind of boring, and I'd rather just get to the fun part. So, well, for the sake of showing you how this thing works, which is worth it, I'm transforming it on camera, which I never do. Oh, by the way, I did put Decepticon logos on all these guys, and they all look good. It's definitely meant to accept Decepticon logos all over. And this one works exactly the same. You've got the slot on the bottom here, so you know that goes on the bottom, and just slide that in and then close the tab on the top. And now he is balanced. Except I have these backwards. There you go. And same thing, you can kind of angle this up just 1 click. Now let's put the chest plate on. The chest plate, basically open up this piece right here, and then that's going to tab in underneath here, and then this tabs in on the top. So back up here, this chest. Let's see if we can even show any of this. Probably not. So you want to put the top in first, and then you can come around to the bottom and tab that in. And props to people who do this on camera, because it's not easy. There we go. Alright. Once you get that in, extend these put these down if they aren't already down. I don't know why I have so much stability issues today. Alright. Then you can take this, so there's basically 4 pegs at the bottom of the head, and there's 4 peg holes on the top. Just trust me, I don't want to. Oh, okay, there we go. 4 peg holes there, and you're gonna just set it right in there. Oh, I've got this backwards. So there is a slot right here, and that slot has to fit on the top here. So you gotta make sure you got it oriented correctly. And we're almost there, guys. So let's just get this finished up. Alright, and then you want to take his hands, and the hands have a really good system. It's just a peg, but it sort of just snaps in, and then there's a button to release it, which is nice. It's nice solid connection. And you want to do the other side. And you can see he's kind of over a little bit, which you can fix, but it's a little bit unstable today. Alright guys, sorry my camera died, but in the meantime I figured out why this was being so unstable. So on the foot I had this completely wrong, so you gotta kind of collapse it up, and then it pegs in inside here, and then it's like a totally solid foot. Like it doesn't, it's now not leaning forward or backwards, so it's pretty good. I mean, it is leaning a little forwards because I've got both arms up, but it's not going anywhere. It's not about to fall down, so it's pretty stable. Now going backwards, if you want to prevent it from going backwards, you can just angle these slightly, and that prevents that. So just wanted to say that it's not unstable. I just had it mistransformed. Alright, so we left off with this hand here. We're going to add this, and it works just the same as the other one. You just kind of snap it in, and there you go. Sometimes these wheels get a little loose, so you just want to move it outwards. That'll tighten up the treads. And there you have Devastator almost complete. We have these pieces here, which are the ab fillers, and they just kind of fit in on the side. I just gotta remember which one goes where. Alright, there you go. That's pretty easy. They just kind of fit in on the side. They don't really tab into anything. Just kind of go there. And it definitely helps. It definitely helps with the look. Without those, he looks kind of skinny and weird. But they integrated those pieces in, so I don't mind having that extra stuff. And then on the back here, you can get these panels in if you want to. Just for the sake of completeness, we're going to do it. And here you go. I would have thought that this locked in somehow, but I don't see a way to lock it in. Maybe I missed something in transformation. Sorry for the cutaway. I just realized I had this transforming correctly, so these feet, this whole back section kind of folds up, and then these feet have a couple peg holes that are supposed to peg it in the back of the truck there. So it all kind of solidifies in there, and then this puts a nice cover, and it actually looks really good like that. Also, these are now more stable because I've put I glued those 2 tabs in so they don't fall out. So just wanted to show that it is really stable if you have it all transformed correctly. So we'll go back to where we were. But even the back of this robot looks good. So here's a complete look. This guy. One of the very few combiners that actually looks good from the back. So flipping it back around here, I'm just going to cover the face. Now again, this is a custom painted face, so it's a little different than what you're going to get in the box. He does come with this face here, and this is fine. So let's just show that. I'm just going to take this off for a minute. Let's put the arms down so it's so unstable. And he does have some nice long arms here. He's leaning back at the moment. There we go. So let's take a quick look at this. This faceplate. So this faceplate just kind of pops off. You can just kind of stick your finger on under the bottom. So this is custom painted again by Sean Diesel, and then the eyes are custom painted. Sort of a candy apple red, and then that top part, that crest there, is also painted. So here's the regular face that's unpainted, and it's kind of boring, that one. I mean, it's nice that it has that. You know, I definitely like this better than the first version. Came with a really weird looking face. I didn't like it at all, but this one, definitely prefer this. So with the paint, it's really good, and then the lights turn on. So that looks really good. It's a good feature. Nice solid head. Doesn't feel cheap like the Takara one. I mean, I guess you get what you pay for, right? That was $230. This is $460. But there you go. There is Devastator, all transformed up. You do have these, so let's just show that off real quick. So again, you just pop off the arms, or sorry, the hands, with this button on the side here. Show that right here. So you click that button, it actually kind of fires it, so you can shoot the hands off, which is kind of cool. And then you can have his drill, which is really cool. There is no drilling team member, so it's cool that this comes with this. I haven't found a place to store this anywhere in vehicle mode, or these arms. I think everything else stores in vehicle mode. Now let's take a look at this. So you can put the gun in. So you just fold that down, and then there's a tab right here. So that's going to go into his hand. And it's a very nice and stable grip. It does make him a little front heavy, so he tends to lean forward. I'm going to get the hands around that grip. And he holds it fine, but with both hands up, he gets to be a little front heavy. But there you go. You can have a nice pose. This guy, I can't even get him in shot. Let's see if we can get back out here. So there he is, fully combined. He is really big. Just for sake of comparison, so he is approximately, almost exactly 20 inches the top of his head, from shoulder to shoulder, about 11 inches, a little over 11 inches, and maybe from the widest point, probably 13 inches. And then from width-wise, not including Hook's crane, he's about 5 inches deep. So this guy is absolutely huge. And let's show him with another combiner just for the sake of comparison, because there's really no way to understand how big this guy is without seeing him next to somebody else. And sorry, this is about as big as my review area will get. So let's move him to the side, and we will bring in our Unique Toys Ragnaros. And here he is with my Unique Toys Ragnaros, which I really do like this guy. It's just a cool looking figure. But yeah, the plastic feels very different on this. This is a very soft plastic, and this is definitely a more solid plastic. I don't know how else to explain it. It feels different. It feels better. So you can see that Bruticus comes up to but his chest. So definitely smaller. I don't mind this. So these are construction vehicles. These are war vehicles. I mean, I think it should be big. I think Devastator should be the most menacing. Should be the most, the biggest figure. And I'm okay with this. I know a lot of people are going with Zeta because of the size. I'm okay with this. Honestly, I like this. I like the way this looks. I like the size. I don't mind that it's, they're different. What I was trying to show is you can have him holding it. It's hard to really tell on camera how good this figure is, but now that I have him in person, he is really impressive. Really impressive. So there you go. Trying to get him to not lean back. Not lean forward. And there you go. He can hold his gun, and it just looks amazing. So let's get Ragnaros out of here. And one thing I do like about Ragnaros, although he's smaller, he's not as impressive, it's just not as good. I just wish this guy was a little more cartoon accurate, because that was the beauty of Ragnaros. He was very cartoon accurate. So another thing about this guy is the weapons don't store, and you kind of have to just keep them on the side. And so you can put some of them on there, but for the most part you can't really get them all stored. I looked for spots to put this. No, this guy's leaning forward a little bit, but he's not gonna fall. He just likes to lean forward. I love these features here where both the what do you call it, the wrists and the thighs, they both kind of open up as you bend them, which is a really cool feature. By the way, so there's no storage for these. I'm just gonna put those off to the side, and let's kind of show some of the articulation on this guy. And he is articulated to the nines, probably more than some of the regular figures I have that aren't combiners. So let's just take this out for a second, just so I can show you all of this. So the arm rotates all the way up, all the way around actually. We also have a double, whoops, yeah, that's one of the weird things, is this isn't really pegged in anywhere. It also has a double jointed shoulder, so you can kind of get it up a little bit, or you can have it straight. I like to have it up just a little bit so it's angled upwards. Yeah, that's kind of annoying. I would assume if I wasn't manipulating it so much, I wouldn't be doing that. You do have a more than 90-degree bend at the elbow, and when you go past 90 degrees, this tends to open up. And it's got a cool little feature there. It's like pistons on the back. So as you go, actually, no, it's not. Oh, there we go. So as you do that, it opens up and then it reveals some purple inside, which is really cool. Just a cool feature. You do have waist swivel. It's tight, it's not ratcheted, but it's nice and tight. You do have a ab crunch, which on a big figure, and it doesn't fall over. I thought he might, but he doesn't. Come back a little bit. There you go. If you angle these, that fixes the problem of him leaning back. Oh, I left off the hand. I'm sorry. So the hand bends all the way like that, so you can get that flat pose, almost like Unite Warriors Devastator. Or actually, no, it was the add-on kit for Unite Warriors. I think from DNA Design that did the flat, and they probably got the idea from this thing. This is just a really cool. All the fingers have 1, 2, 3, 4 joints. So 1, 2, 3. No, okay, 3 joints, which is plenty. The thumb is a little weird, but it's still a really good hand. And obviously it does shoot off if you press the button on the side. You can shoot it off. But I'm definitely a big fan of these hands. I think they did a good job designing these. So I'll move down to the legs now. And the legs have that same feature as the arms. Let's just get this lid up here. So you can bend the knee, and then as you keep going, it starts to manipulate this. And that exposes pistons right here, which is such a cool looking thing. I mean, what a detail to include there. They didn't have to include that. But, so you get more than 90-degree bend on this leg, which I don't know if you'd ever use that in practical use, but it's there. By the way, these hip skirts, I left these out. They fold up, and they also fold to the side, so you can get them way out of the way, and that actually is helpful when you're trying to do stuff. Same with the back. It folds inwards. You do want to kind of keep these up so they don't get caught inside and happen to scratch up the paint, which I've done already. So don't do that. You can also slide this forward. I'm not really sure what that's for. I think maybe putting it right in the middle is probably the most balanced. But, you know, I'm not really sure why they included that. If you put it forward, then the hip skirts don't fold down all the way. So, I'm not really sure what that is for. But you do have a nice ankle tilt here. And a little bit of ankle pivot. Although it's not... I don't think that's meant to be an ankle pivot. So I'm not sure. That's the leg, you know, that's the leg joint, but it does have a tiny little bit of rocker. I'm going to say that wasn't intended to be a ankle rocker. Just get everything back in here. All right. And then the other side, also ankle tilt and ankle rocker. You have to remove these tabs right here if you want to use the rocker this way. But I'm sorry, back and forward. But it does tilt this way, plenty. And it just kind of naturally gets into position as you put them down because it's not a ratchet. So since it's not a ratchet, it just sort of gets right into its right position by itself. Thoroughly impressed by this guy. I would definitely recommend it. I think you can get them for $470 right now. I got this for $400 on eBay, but that was used. So if you want, and also it's customized. So if you don't want it customized, you're gonna want to get your own new one. But highly recommend it. Definitely am a fan of this figure. It would have been cool if Toyworld kept some of these figures so that they could continue making them in this same sort of level of quality. My feeling on Zeta is the quality is not as good. That's just my experience with their Toyworld Jazz, or sorry, the Zeta Toys Jazzy. I felt like it just didn't feel the same as the Toyworld one. It was just slightly lesser quality. It was very similar, but the packaging and some of the features on the figure weren't as good. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions on this guy, feel free to post a question in the discussion below, or send me a message on Facebook, and I'll try to take some other pictures if you're interested in more pictures. But we will be back next time with a review of X Transbot's Klaatu. But until then, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.